The trail was supposed to be my escape, a solitary hike through the rugged forests of the Pacific Northwest to clear my head after a brutal breakup. But as I rounded a bend, drenched in sweat under the midday sun, I collided with him, tall, broad-shouldered, with a wedding ring glinting like a warning sign. "Sorry, man," he said, his voice steady but his eyes flickering with something unspoken. And in that instant, our paths tangled in ways neither of us could foresee. I had always found solace in the woods. Growing up in Seattle, the evergreen giants of the Olympic National Park were my backyard playground, a place where the chaos of city life faded into the rustle of leaves and the distant call of birds. That day, I laced up my boots with determination, my backpack light but my heart heavy. My ex, Jordan, had left me 3 months ago, citing my emotional unavailability as the reason. Bullshit. It was his wandering eye that did us in. So, I hit the trail alone, craving the kind of isolation that forces introspection. The path was familiar at first, winding through ferns and moss-covered rocks, the air thick with the scent of pine. I pushed myself hard, my breaths coming in rhythmic puffs, trying to outrun the memories. That's when I literally ran into Paxton. He was adjusting his water bottle on a narrow switchback, and I barreled around the corner too fast. We both stumbled, grabbing at branches to steady ourselves. "Whoa, easy there," he laughed, brushing dirt from his jeans. He was older than me, maybe mid-30s to my 28, with short-cropped dark hair and a jawline that spoke of quiet confidence. His flannel shirt hugged his frame just right, and those green eyes held a warmth that caught me off guard. "You okay?" "Yeah, fine. Sorry about that," I muttered, feeling my cheeks flush. I wasn't used to being clumsy. Hiking was my thing. But there was something about him that threw me off balance. "No harm done. Name's Paxton." He extended a hand, and I shook it, noticing the gold band on his ring finger. "Married. Straight, probably. Why did that sting already?" "I'm Ethan," I replied, forcing a smile. We chatted briefly, small talk about the weather, the trail's difficulty. He was from Portland, up for a weekend getaway. "Wife's back at the cabin," he added casually, and my stomach twisted. Why mention her? Was it a shield? We parted ways, or so I thought. But the trail forked unexpectedly due to a recent storm, and signs were down. I chose left. He must have too, because 20 minutes later, I heard footsteps behind me. "Lost already?" Paxton joked, catching up. I rolled my eyes. "This way's shorter, right?" He pulled out his map, old school paper, not an app. "Actually, this leads to the ridge, but it's steeper." "You sure?" I wasn't, but pride won. "Yeah, let's go." As we climbed, conversation flowed easier than expected. He talked about his job as a high school teacher, shaping young minds in history class. I shared my work as a graphic designer, the freelance life that gave me freedom but little stability. We bonded over shared loves. Classic rock, craft beer, the thrill of a good book. It felt natural, like we'd known each other longer than an hour. But then the path narrowed, overgrown with brambles. "This doesn't look right," Paxton said, frowning at the map. I checked my phone, no signal. "Great, we're off trail." Panic flickered in his eyes, but he masked it with humor. "Adventure time, huh?" We backtracked, but the forest looked the same in every direction. Hours passed. The sun dipped lower. My water ran low and fatigue set in. Paxton shared his snacks, trail mix, and energy bar. "Here, take half," he insisted. "Thanks," I said, our fingers brushing. A spark. No, I imagined it. As dusk approached, we found a clearing by a stream. "We should camp here," Paxton suggested. "Wait for morning." I nodded, heart racing. Alone in the woods with a married man. What the hell was I doing? We built a fire, him gathering wood, me starting the flames with my lighter. Dinner was meager, but the warmth chased away the chill. Silence settled, broken only by crackling logs. "So why hike alone?" Paxton asked, staring into the fire. "Needed space. Bad breakup." He nodded. "I get that. Marriage isn't always a walk in the park." His words hung heavy. Trouble at home? He hesitated. Sarah's great, but we've grown apart. Kids are grown, off to college. It's like we're roommates now. Sympathy welled up, mixed with something forbidden. That sounds tough. Yeah. His gaze met mine, intense. What about you? Anyone special? Not anymore. I told him about Jordan, the cheating, the hurt. He listened, really listened, without judgment. You're better off, he said softly. You deserve someone who sees you. The fire died down, and we lay on opposite sides, but sleep evaded me. His presence was electric, pulling at threads I didn't know existed. Morning brought relief and more confusion. We found the trail after an hour's search, but something had shifted. Paxton's number was in my phone. In case you get lost again, he teased. Back in Seattle, I couldn't shake him. Text started innocent. Made it home safe? Then deeper. Shared articles. Inside jokes. Guilt gnawed at me. He was married. But the connection felt real. One night he called. Ethan. I can't stop thinking about that night. My breath caught. Me neither. What were we doing? This was dangerous territory. Weeks blurred into a haze of stolen moments. Paxton drove up from Portland every other weekend, under the guise of business trips. We'd meet in neutral spots, coffee shops in Tacoma, hikes in less crowded parks. Each encounter peeled back layers, revealing vulnerabilities I'd never shared with anyone. He confessed first. Over burgers in a dingy diner, rain pattering against the window, he leaned in. I've never felt this way about a guy before. Hell, I didn't think I could. I stared at my fries, heart pounding. So you're? Bisexual, I guess. Suppressed it my whole life. Married young. Followed the script. House, kids, stability. Sympathy mixed with excitement. That must have been hard. You have no idea. His hand brushed mine under the table. No one noticed, but it felt like a revolution. Our talks turned intimate, not physical but emotional. He spoke of his conservative upbringing in rural Oregon, the pressure to conform. My dad would have disowned me if he knew. I shared my own battles. Coming out in college, the family rift that healed slowly. Mom still asks if I'll settle down with a nice girl. We laughed, but it stung. Society's expectations loomed large, a constant shadow. Conflict brewed. Sarah suspected nothing at first, but Paxton's absences piled up. She's asking questions, he admitted one evening, as we walked along Puget Sound. What did you say? Work stuff, but I hate lying. Guilt twisted in my gut. Maybe we should stop. His eyes pleaded. I can't. You're the first person who makes me feel alive. I wanted to believe it, but doubt crept in. Was I just a midlife crisis? A forbidden thrill? Then came the first real clash. At a LGBTQ+ event in Seattle, I dragged him along, anonymous in the crowd. Drag queens performed, rainbow flags waved. Paxton tensed. This is overwhelming, he whispered. Relax. No one's judging. But he pulled away. I can't do this publicly. What if someone recognizes me? Frustration boiled. So, I'm your secret? It's complicated, Ethan. We argued in the car later. You're ashamed, I accused. I'm scared, he countered. Losing my job, my family, everything. Logic warred with emotion. He was right. Teachers in conservative districts faced backlash. But it hurt. We reconciled with apologies, promises to take it slow. But the seed of discord was planted. Social pressures mounted. My friends noticed my distraction. Who's the mystery guy? My best friend, Mia, probed. Someone new. She raised an eyebrow. Married. I froze. How'd you know? Classic signs. Be careful, Ethan. You're worth more than being second. Her words echoed, fueling internal turmoil. Was I enabling infidelity? Betraying my values? Paxton faced his own demons. His son, home from college, confronted him. Dad, you're distant. What's going on? Nothing, bud. But the lie weighed heavy. Paxton confided in me. I love my kids. If they found out. They might surprise you, I said, hopeful. Doubt it. They're straight arrows like I was. Our bond deepened despite the storms. A weekend getaway to a cabin in the Cascades. Ironic, echoing our first meeting. We cooked meals, hiked, talked till dawn. No lines crossed physically, but emotionally we were entangled. One night, stargazing on the porch, he said, "I think I'm falling for you." My heart soared. Me too. But reality crashed in. Sarah called mid-conversation. "Where are you really, Paxton?" "Conference," he lied smoothly. Hanging up, he looked haunted. "This can't go on forever." "What do you want?" I asked, voice trembling. "You. But I don't know how." The dilemma crystallized. Love versus loyalty. Society's norms screamed against us. Adultery, same-sex taboo in his world. Friends would judge, families fracture. Yet the pull was undeniable. We parted that weekend with unresolved tension, the high of connection clashing with impending doom. Back home, I journaled furiously, weighing choices. End it? Fight for him? The drama escalated, logic demanding caution, emotion urging rebellion. The turning point came unexpectedly. Paxton's daughter, Emily, visited Portland unannounced. She found a text from me on his phone. Innocent, but damning. "Miss you already." "Dad, who's Ethan?" she demanded. He panicked, stammered excuses. "A friend from work." But Emily, sharp as a tack, dug deeper. "A male friend you miss? With hearts." The confrontation exploded. Sarah overheard, pieced it together. "Are you having an affair? With a man?" Paxton crumbled. "It's not like that." Emotional. The house erupted in tears, accusations. "How long?" Sarah screamed. "Months." "You're gay." "No, bye." "I don't know." Emily stormed out. Sarah demanded space. Paxton called me that night, voice broken. "Everything's falling apart." I drove down immediately, heart in throat. We met in a motel neutral ground. He looked wrecked, eyes red-rimmed. "They hate me," he whispered. "They don't. Give them time." But doubt plagued him. "I should have ended this sooner." Pain stabbed. "Do you regret us?" "No. But the hurt I've caused." We talked through the night, dissecting the mess. Society's judgment loomed. Infidelity taboo, especially in a traditional family. LGBTQ plus issues added fuel. His community whispered about deviance. Morning brought resolve. "I need to fix my family," Paxton said. "And us?" "I don't know." I left feeling gutted. Was this the end? Days turned torturous. No contact. I threw myself into work, but Mia noticed. "He's married, Ethan. Walk away." "But I love him." Love shouldn't destroy lives. Her logic stung, echoing societal norms. Cheating was wrong, period. Yet, was emotional connection cheating? The debate raged internally. Then, a surprise. Emily messaged me via social media. "We need to talk." We met in a Seattle cafe. She was 20, poised with Paxton's eyes. "You're the one," she said flatly. I nodded. "I care about your dad." "He's confused. Mom's devastated." "I get it. I'm sorry." But she softened. "He's never been happy. Maybe this is why." Shock rippled. "You support it?" "Not the lying. But if he's bi, that's okay. Times change." Her acceptance sparked hope, clashing with Sarah's fury. Emily advocated for therapy, open dialogue. Paxton reached out. "Emily talked to you?" "Yeah. She's amazing. She wants me to be honest." The family convened tense sessions with a counselor. Paxton came out, explained his journey. Sarah grappled. "I feel betrayed." "I know. I'm sorry." Kids reacted mixed. Son distant, Emily supportive. Word spread. Colleagues whispered. Parents complained. "Is Mr. Thompson fit to teach?" The school board investigated, subtle homophobia masked as morality concerns. Paxton fought, union backing him. "My personal life doesn't affect my job." But pressure mounted. Protests outside school. Signs reading, "Protect our kids from perversion." Outrage boiled in me. This was 2026 America, progressive on paper, but pockets of bigotry persisted. I attended a board meeting. Speaking up, "Paxton is a great teacher. His orientation doesn't change that." Murmurs rippled. Paxton's eyes met mine, grateful. The controversy divided the community. Supporters rallied with pride flags. Opponents cited family values. Our relationship hung in limbo. Sarah filed for divorce, amicable but painful. "I can't compete with your truth," she said. Paxton moved to Seattle, crashing on my couch. Proximity intensified emotions, but we kept boundaries. One evening, over wine, "I choose you, Ethan." Joy surged, tempered by loss. His son barely spoke. Job in jeopardy. Highs and lows collided. Stolen kisses amid chaos, arguments over next steps. Society's conflicts amplified. Media picked up the story. Teacher's scandalous affair shakes town. Comments poured in. Supportive, hateful. "Homewrecker," they called me. Was I? The question haunted. Yet, love persisted, defiant. With the divorce underway, Paxton embraced his new reality. He found a teaching gig in Seattle, progressive district, no drama. But scars lingered. His son, Jake, ghosted calls. Emily bridged the gap. "You're brave, Dad," she said during a visit. Or foolish. We built a life tentatively. Shared dinners, weekend hikes. But external pressures tested us. My family weighed in. Mom, ever the traditionalist. "He's divorced now, but was it worth the pain?" "It wasn't planned," I defended. Dad was blunter. "Society judges. Be ready." Indeed, stares in public, two men holding hands still drew looks in some areas. Friends divided. Some celebrated, others distanced. A major clash erupted at a family gathering. Paxton joined my clan's barbecue. First introduction. Uncle Ray, beer in hand. "So you left your wife for him?" Awkward silence. "It's more nuanced," Paxton replied calmly. "Nuanced? Sounds like cheating." I snapped. "Love isn't black and white." Arguments flared. Generational gaps, moral debates. "Marriage is sacred," Ray insisted. "Not if it's a lie," I countered. The night ended strained, but Paxton held firm. "I've faced worse." Internally, doubts resurfaced. Was our love built on deception? Could it last? Therapy helped. We attended sessions, unpacking baggage. "You both chose honesty eventually," the counselor noted. But society amplified flaws. Online trolls targeted us after a local article. "Gay affair upends family." Hate mail arrived. "You'll burn in hell." Support countered. LGBTQ+ groups reached out, sharing similar stories. One evening, Jake called. "Dad, I need time." "Take it," Paxton said, voice cracking. Heartbreak peaked. "Maybe I ruined everything," he confided. "No, you chose authenticity." A turning point. We volunteered at a pride event. Amid rainbows and cheers, Paxton spoke publicly. "I hid for years. No more." Applause erupted. Jake saw it online, messaged, "Proud of you, sort of." Reconciliation budded, slow, tentative. Our bond strengthened through trials. A romantic getaway to Hawaii, first real vacation. Beaches, sunsets, deep talks. "I regret the hurt, but not us," Paxton said, hand in mine. "Me too." Back home, normalcy settled. But controversy lingered. A former colleague sued the old district for discrimination, citing Paxton's case. Media frenzy reignited. Interviews requested. "Share your story." We debated. "It could help others," I said, "or expose us more." We did it anonymously at first, then openly. The piece went viral, "From Closet to Chaos: A Bisexual Man's Journey." Responses polarized. Inspiration for some, outrage for others. "Encouraging adultery," critics cried. Debates ensued online. Is emotional infidelity real? Does coming out justify lies? We navigated the storm, emerging closer. Yet one final hurdle. Sarah remarried quickly. Paxton attended the wedding for the kids. Jealousy flickered in me. You okay? Yeah. Closure. As seasons changed, our life stabilized. Shared apartment, routines, love unspoken but profound. But questions remained. Had we done right? Society's mirror reflected mixed images: hero, villain, human. High drama faded, replaced by quiet growth. Years blended into a tapestry of shared experiences. Paxton's relationship with Jake mended fully. College visits, heartfelt talks. I get it now, Dad. Love is love. Emily thrived, advocating for LGBTQ+ rights in her career. Sarah found happiness in her new life, co-parenting amicably. We married in a small ceremony. Friends, family, no fanfare. Vows exchanged under Seattle's skyline. Through storms and trails, I choose you. But echoes of the past lingered. At a high school reunion, old colleagues approached Paxton. Heard about your changes. Snide tones masked judgment. Yeah, happier now, he replied firmly. Society evolved slowly. Laws protected more, but prejudices persisted. We faced microaggressions. Service denied at a conservative B&B, whispers at events. Yet we pushed back, speaking at panels, mentoring youth. Your story saved me, a teen wrote. Fulfillment bloomed, but reflections on choices deepened. Had the initial deception tainted our foundation? Logic said yes. Emotion argued growth. Pivotal moment, our book deal. Lost Together, a memoir of forbidden love. Writing unearthed raw emotions. I hurt people, Paxton admitted. But you healed too. The book sparked debates. Panels discussed ethics of affairs, bisexuality erasure, societal pressures on men. Critics panned, glorifies cheating. Supporters praised, highlights repression's cost. We toured, facing questions. Was it worth it? Absolutely, we chorused. But privately, doubts surfaced during a heated argument. Sometimes I wonder if I'd stayed, Paxton mused. Pain lanced. Do you regret? No, but the path was brutal. Reconciliation followed, stronger bonds forged. As we aged, perspective shifted. Grandkids from Emily, Paxton doted, teaching history with a twist. Be true to yourself. My design firm flourished, incorporating inclusive campaigns. Life's drama waned, replaced by contentment. Hikes revisited that fateful trail, reminiscing. Remember colliding? I teased. Best accident ever. In quiet moments, we pondered the controversies. Infidelity's gray areas, coming out's ripple effects, love's defiance of norms. Our story, once scandalous, became a beacon for others navigating similar paths. Yet, the core question persisted, fueling endless discussions among readers and friends. Was pursuing a forbidden love, even at the cost of initial deception and family pain, ultimately the right choice?